All right, good morning. Yeah, it's Uncle Lou here. Hope everyone's having a great day. Good morning. What's up?
You know, I just gotta say, the Florida Gators put the whoop ass on the dogs this year.
Yeah, what are you talking about, the basketball game this weekend or football next year?
Oh, last year, this past season, and this weekend basketball we're gonna win, and next year football we're gonna win.
Yeah, well, you know, that's fine that you think that. You're not winning in football next year. That's a guarantee. Now, basketball, I mean, until we fire our coach, it's hard for me to get too excited, but Georgia by 2 this weekend in the basketball game. That's happening. So
Jim McElwain, he's got the recruiting set up.
Recruiting? Jim McElwain, what recruiting? What recruiting?
The recruiting, you got all the Southeast. We got
What?
St. Thomas Aquinas on the Class 8A or 7A state championship. We got their quarterback coming in, the 3-star recruit.
3-star? Wait, Florida, the new Tennessee. McElwain, y'all can't even break the top 20 in recruiting.
Actually, right now we're at 19 recruiting.
Well, golf clap, 19. South Carolina is ahead of you, sir. USC Junior. Can you explain that?
Explain what?
South Carolina is ahead of you in recruiting. Can you explain that?
Yeah, well, South Carolina, every once in a while they get a pretty decent program. Where's Georgia at in the recruiting?
2.
2, really? Is that right?
That's right. Well, depend on where you look. We're at 2 on ESPN, 3 on 24/7, which I think I like 24/7 better, so we'll go with 3. We're behind Alabama, of course, and Ohio State.
Yeah, I see. And so what was Clemson last year on their recruiting?
I think they were like 14 or something.
Yeah, see, and Florida's at 19, so you can't really sleep on those teams that are hanging around in there.
I mean, I'm not sleeping on Florida because Georgia could be the New England Patriots, and Florida could be Kentucky, and chances are we would lose. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you beat us like 15 out of 20 or something. I mean, it's just ridiculous. We can't beat you guys for nothing. But that doesn't mean we're not beating you next year, which we are.
I'll tell you, it was a beauty. Did you go to the game last year, the Florida-Georgia game?
No, I haven't been since the last time we beat you. What was that, 2013, I guess? That was the last time I went.
Something like that. Yeah, I was there this past year, and it was great. I was in the stands there with all the Dogs fans, and 24-10, baby. And,
yeah.
It's going to happen next year. I'm going to go back to the game, world's largest cocktail party, and University of Florida's going to bring it back to the Swamp.
We'll see. It'll be a good game. If I make it down to the game next year, I'll let you know and we'll meet up or something.
All right, sounds good.
All right, screw the Gators, though. Well, that didn't take long, to get a Gator fan to go ahead and call in. He didn't seem very angry, though, which is fine. He may have actually been angry, but got a little nervous on the phone. I don't know. That does happen to people from time to time. Another lucky caller. Let's see what this smart individual has to say. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou. Yep, I need to let you know that this phone call is being recorded for quality purposes. State your anger level. State your anger level on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'd say it's about a 10 right now.
Okay, good. Let me know how you feel.
All right, so I'm a Clemson fan.
You're a tater? You say you're a tater?
Yeah, tater.
Okay.
If you want to call it.
All right, go ahead. I'll let you talk, tater.
All right, so I go to school so we won the national championship. And I got all of these little Carolina fans just sitting here, they're just talking so much crap, and it made me so mad.
Well, Carolina fans, that's all they can do is talk. I mean, let's just be honest. They've never won anything, ever.
Yep.
I mean, they're a joke.
Yeah.
They're a joke. I live on the border of South Carolina, so I have to put up with those people. I live in Augusta, which is right on the border of South Carolina, and I have to put up with those people year round. I mean, they're ridiculous. They talk. I don't understand. I mean, 0 SEC titles, 0 national titles. They've won the East one time and took the worst beating in the history of the SEC championship game. You know, they've had 2 of the top 15 coaches of all time in Lou Holtz and Steve Spurrier, and haven't been able to do anything. I mean, it's just pathetic. They turned Steve Spurrier into, yeah. I mean, the poor guy's got dementia after leaving there.
Yeah, I got you. But yeah, Uncle Lou, it was nice talking to you. I gotta go right now.
All right. Well, congratulations. Congratulations on your title.
Thank you very much.
All right, Tater. Later, Tater. Okay, so yeah, so a Florida fan and a Tater. Not too bad. So far though, no one that's mad at Uncle Lou is willing to call in, which is fine. You can, whatever your problem is, you can call and tell Uncle Lou about it. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be mad at me. You know, if you are, that's fine. Okay, another lucky caller here. And by the way, I don't know if y'all can hear what the other caller is saying. I'm going to have to work on this, I guess. Yep, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Is this Uncle Lou?
This is Uncle Lou. Yep, you're live on LouTube.
Are you going to ask me how mad I am?
Yeah, how mad are you? State your anger level on a scale of 1 to 10.
Number 13.
All right, let's hear it. Let me know how you feel.
Now, I'm born in Tennessee, you see. And I don't appreciate what you have been saying about my volunteers.
Well, I don't blame you for being mad. If I was born in Tennessee, I'd be pretty angry too. Now, the Constitution does grant you the right to travel freely from state to state, so there's no reason you have to stay in that dump. You're free to leave the state of Tennessee at any time unless you're on probation or parole, which chances are that you are. Yeah, yeah. What now?
Tennessee is the greatest state that you can live in.
Negative, Ghost Rider. It's the meth capital of the world. You know, that's great. You've got some mountains. They're not the Rockies though. But that, I mean, that's literally all you have. And
We got a NASCAR and a great football organization.
you don't have no great football organization. I can tell you that right now. You're mediocre.
Volunteers about to go to the national championship playoff race next year.
Yeah, I know. It's January. Every January, Tennessee is going to the playoff next year. We already know that. We already know that you're going 15-0 next year in fantasy world. In reality, though, you're back to 6-6 and struggling for bowl eligibility. South Carolina will be better than Tennessee next year. You're not beating Georgia. You can write that down or whatever you need to do. You're not beating Georgia next year. Yeah. Oh, congratulations. You got lucky. What do you want me to say?
Complete 100% skill.
Congratulations. Tennessee had its best team since 1998, and it beat one of Georgia's worst teams in the last 20 years on a Hail Mary at the end of the game. Congratulations. But and your NASCAR champs, your life champs, you're not Tennessee. You're not even the champs of your own state. Vanderbilt is still scoring points on you 2 months later.
That was just a fluke. Y'all lost to Bandit too.
Not by 100 points. We lost. I mean, they didn't even score 20 points on us. They scored 60 points on you, and they could have scored more. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because you still have Butch Jones. This genius runs off his offensive. Y'all scored more points last year than you've ever scored in school history, and you get rid of your offensive coordinator. And then your defense gave up more points than you've ever gave up in history, and you kept the defensive coordinator. Butch Jones is a joke. A joke. Yeah, you won 9. He's not a 9-win coach. You won 9 games this year. He's not a 9-win coach. He's an 8-win coach at best. No, I don't understand. You're South Carolina will be better than you next year. You'll be lucky to win 6 games. You're losing to Alabama. You're losing to LSU. You're losing to Georgia. You're losing to Florida. That's 4 right there. You're losing to South Carolina. That's 5. And you'll crap away another game, plus Vanderbilt.
No. We gonna be the best volunteers you ever seen. You understand me, boy?
Put the meth. You're in deep into meth today. Tennessee is going to be terrible next year. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. You lost every good player you had. You lost it. But Josh Dobbs is gone to change oil on the space shuttle. Hurd quit. Kamara's gone. Cameron Sutton's gone. Derek Barnett's gone. Every good player you had is gone. Period.
No. You see, we got a new strength. Our quarterback look like 18, but it don't matter.
You don't even know your quarterback's name. And even if you did, you wouldn't be able to pronounce it.
Because you got a weird last name.
Yeah.
Look like 18, but we don't have a great quarterback.
Yeah, and what would that quarterback's name be?
I don't know, but he's gonna be good.
That's the best thing you said. You don't know. And I tend to agree. You don't know.
We're going to play Alabama, yeah?
You're going to play Alabama in the national championship.
No. Alabama not even going to go to the national championship, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna play Clemson.
Okay.
We're going to beat them.
You're going to beat Clemson in the national championship next year.
We're going to beat Clemson
47-3. What about Georgia Tech week 1? You think you can beat Georgia Tech?
47-3. Tennessee Volunteers come out on top.
General Valtard, you might be related to General Valtard.
I respect General Valtard, but you make him seem like an idiot. And none of us volunteers smoke no meth.
Yeah, right. Okay. How many?
The only thing I smoke is Victory. I smoke Victory.
How many teeth do you have?
What?
How many teeth do you have?
Well, I lost one because I got hit out by a wrench by my buddy Foster, but that doesn't count.
Okay, so you're only missing 1 tooth?
One tooth.
I got to give you credit for Tennessee. That's not too bad if you're only missing 1. So I'm gonna congratulate you on that.
And you're going to be congratulating on my correct prediction when we beat Clemson.
Meth is a hell of a drug.
We don't do no meth. You listen here, boy. Georgia Bulldogs, they're about to go back into the Bull House because they trashed next year. What was their record this year?
8-5.
It ain't too bad, but it's about to be 5-8 next year.
All right. Well, listen. Work on your accent and your impersonation a little bit, and try again next week. Thanks for trying. Yeah, I'm not sure what that person was trying to do there. I'm not sure if they were trying to make fun of Tennessee fans or if they were actually a Tennessee fan and just to embarrass, so they tried to use some sort of fake voice or whatever. Again, I don't know how well y'all can hear these people that are calling. I'll have to see how this thing goes and then work on it for next week. But here we go again. Good morning. Uncle Lou here.
Good morning. This is going to be a quick call. I just wanted to say I appreciate all the work you do, and for all of us, you know, the entertainment you give to us. I'm a Michigan fan, but I will always stay dedicated to this channel. I'm about to go to work, but just wanted to hop in and say thank you for all the work you do.
I appreciate those kind words, and I'll just leave you with this one warning. Do not let Jim Harbaugh spend the night at your house.
I will not.
Okay.
Appreciate it, buddy.
All right. Thank you. Thanks. Wow. So that was actually somebody calling to tell Uncle Lou he's doing a good job, which is amazing. That guy wasn't mad at all, which is amazing. But well, here we go. We'll try this one. Maybe this person will be mad. Let's see. Good morning, Uncle Lou here.
Hey, Uncle Lou.
What's up? State your anger level, 1 to 10.
Well, I'm not all that angry. I'm not just sitting in a DJ right now.
Oh, okay, good. Well, what's going on? What you want to talk about today?
I actually want to ask you how you feel about that national championship game. Were you cheering for Bama for the SEC, or were you cheering for Clemson because everybody hates Bama?
Well, I don't really want to use the word cheering, but I am an SEC homer, so I was hoping Alabama would win the game for that reason, but it didn't hurt my feelings at all that they lost. You know, it would have been different if they were playing somebody like Michigan or Ohio State or something, or Southern Cal. But I mean, we recruit against Clemson and Alabama, so either one of those teams winning is not good for UGA. So I went for Alabama just for the SEC part of it.
I want Alabama to lose. I think the SEC is a little overrated at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's no excuse you can make for this year. I mean, the ACC dominated us in the regular season. They dominated us in the bowl season, and an ACC team beat the king of the SEC for the national title. So as much as I hate to admit it, the SEC was not on top this year.
Yeah, well, Bama's going to be, Bama's still going to top the SEC next year. I mean, there's no change coming there.
Yeah, I mean, until Saban leaves, it's going to be hard to knock them off. I've said this for a while about Bama. Bama is going to be the best team year in and year out when Saban is there, but he's not going to win it every single year. So do I expect Kirby Smart and Georgia to become the next Alabama? No, but I expect Georgia and Kirby Smart to be the team that contends in the year that Alabama doesn't. That's what I want.
Wild prediction. Lane Kiffin turned around and there's absolutely not for Illinois next year.
You think so?
I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to keep track on it.
Yeah. I can't stand him, so I hope he goes 0-12. But I mean, he's a hell of an offensive coordinator, but he's been a failure. He's 0 for 3 with head coach. So we'll see what happens this year.
Yeah.
So are you a student?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, if you see any of the guys roaming around up there, tell them Uncle Lou said good morning.
I will do that.
All right. Thanks for the call. Okay. Yep. Now that was a UJ student calling in again. I apologize if you're having a hard time hearing the phone call, and I will try to figure something out for next time if it's not coming through that well. But that was a student from UGA just asking me what I thought about the national title game. But another lucky caller. Here we go. Hello and good morning. This is Uncle Lou here. Please state your anger level from 1 to 10.
Hey, Uncle Lou, this is Cop Pizzle, and my anger level is an all-time 10.
Woo! Woo! Let's hear it, Cop.
So I'm hanging over here at Grand Ole
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm hanging out there. I'm taking in some sightseeing. Hey, guess who comes up next to me?
Oh Lord.
Guess who literally walks next to me?
Who?
General Voltard.
Oh no.
General Voltard. Yeah, he comes up right to me and says, hey, you're copying this from YouTube. I said, absolutely I am. He says, hey, you got to eat some of that booger sugar. I said, what the hell, man? I ain't got no booger sugar. I said, that's what I want to know. Well, you need to keep your boy on a leash, Uncle Lou.
Hey. Hey.
You know, why is he going up random people and just asking them for booger sugar?
He's a menace to society, and on top of that, he's on parole. He's not supposed to be harassing strangers. So I will contact his parole officer and get that straightened out immediately, or maybe even sooner.
Please do it. I get what you made about the Tennessee. There's meth everywhere I go in.
I believe it.
Have meth heads doing booger sugar also. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's a deadly combination. Yeah, meth and booger sugar. It's the new moonshine.
And then he hits me on the shoulder. He said, does it feel like 98 in here? I said, I don't know. So, what I'm going to do? Anyways, take care, Uncle Lou.
Thanks for calling. All right, that was Cop Pizzle. He has a YouTube channel too. He's a New York Giants fan, and his videos are hilarious. So if any of you guys are into the NFL, look him up on YouTube, Copizzle, Copizzle. His videos are hilarious. But anyway, oh, another caller. Let's see what this person wants to yell at me about. Good morning, Uncle Lou here. State your anger level from 1 to 10. What's up?
Well, I'm not mad at you. It's just I'm a Virginia Tech fan, and we had a decent season, well, better than recent years, I guess. But all of our good players are not coming back, and I don't know how to cope with it.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what your recruiting class has been like the last couple of years, but I will say this about Virginia Tech: I've never had a reason not to like them, but I do like the coach that y'all got, Fuentes or whatever his name is. When I got on the Fire Mark Rick train a year and a half ago or whenever it was, he was on my short list of who I would have wanted to replace Mark Rick. Fuentes, Tom Herman, and Kirby Smart were the top three on my list. I think he's a great coach. It's always hard for a coach to succeed a legend like you had with Frank Beamer. I know he never won it all. He came close a couple of times. I think he played in the Natty game one year. But it's tough for a coach to succeed somebody like that. But I do like Fuentes. I like the offense that he runs, and I think, like I said, I don't know about y'all's recruiting classes, so I don't know if you're ready to compete with Clemson and FSU right now. But I don't have any doubt that Fuentes can build that program up to a top level ACC program for sure.
And it's just all these Virginia fans. Their only argument is that we started a dog fever.
Yeah, well, that's all I mean, Virginia is terrible. I can't remember the last time Virginia was any good. I mean, they're god awful. Yeah, you know, what else are they going to say? And he wasn't a dog beater at the time, so.
Isaiah Ford's leaving. Bucky Hodges is leaving. Stan Rogers is leaving. Look. Our whole offense is gone.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to replace in 1 year. Tennessee is going through the same thing. Of course, I don't feel sorry for them at all, but Tennessee lost every good player they had too. But, I mean, you never know, it's going to be the second year of Fuentes' system. And even though a lot of those guys didn't play last year, they were at practice every day. And so maybe you guys will do better in year 2, even though you're losing some of your better players.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to also thank you for the videos you put out. And I've never been a Georgia fan, but they're probably my second favorite team now. And thank you for making videos, and congratulations on 3,000 subscribers.
Okay, real quick, I have one question for you before you go. Can you explain what a hokey is?
Every single Virginia fan, West Virginia fan, UNC fan, every ACC team, it's basically, if you take a turkey and you give him a bunch of steroids and Adderall and put him in the gym for like 30 weeks, that's what I would do.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the call, and thank you for the kind words, and I hope you have a great morning.
You too, bye.
Virginia Tech fan. Yeah, it wasn't too much I could say to him, I'm not going to lie. I don't know that much about Virginia Tech, and I've had no reason to keep up with them lately because, let's just be real, they're not a very good team. But anyway, I appreciated his call. All right, let's try this one here. Yep, good morning. This is Uncle Lou here. Please state your anger level on a scale from 1 to 10.
I don't even have an anger level. I'm calling trying to give a happy level on a scale 1 to 10 at the 10.
Okay, that's great news.
Yeah. And I got a 10 on the happy level because I'm a Bulldog fan, and I know for a fact we're getting a national championship by 2020.
I tend to agree with you there. I think we'll be a lot better this year for sure. I'm going to be disappointed if we don't win the East this year, or at least are in serious contention for the East at the end of November. And it would not surprise me at all for us to make the playoff in 2018.
Well, I see us this season at the worst going 10-2, possibly losing to Florida and some other teams somewhere. But I can definitely see it with our weak schedule going 12-0. And then if we're going 12-0, we're going to the championship. And we're going to the championship. Even if we lose going 12-0, I can definitely see us, still getting in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think 10-2 is very realistic. I think somebody asked me the other day, and I said if I had to say something right now, I would say 9-3. But 10-2 is very realistic. I mean, we play App State week 1. But if you know anything about App State, they're not going to be nearly as good next year as they were the last couple of years. They lost a ton of seniors off of this year's team, so they're basically starting over next year. Week 2, we play at Notre Dame. They're a complete dumpster fire. They won 3 games last year. The best player they had, their quarterback, he's leaving. He'll be a first-round draft pick. So I'm not worried about that game, even though it's at Notre Dame. I'm with you. The Florida game, we had a Florida caller earlier. It's hard to pick Georgia to beat Florida ever in any season. It just seems like we can't beat them. No matter how good we are, no matter how bad Florida is, unless Will Muschamp is there, we can't beat them. So it's easy to see that as a loss. You never know what you're going to get out of Auburn. I think Tennessee is going to be down next year. So I could definitely see 10-2, and I think 10-2 would be good enough to win the East. And then we take our chances in Atlanta.
The only second loss I see is maybe Auburn, depending on how that quarterback transfer turns out for them. But they got rid of their offensive coordinator now, so I don't even know.
Yeah, Auburn is a friggin' joke. I mean, Auburn played 19 quarterbacks this year, and then I find out from an Auburn fan yesterday that, just like you said, they're getting a new quarterback that's going to play next year. So you're telling me you play half your roster this year tried to play quarterback, and none of them are any good? You've got to go out and get somebody else again for next year? I don't understand that. Gus Malzahn is supposed to be some sort of offensive genius. The guy's a joke. I mean, outside of losing the national title game, what has he done? I mean, he went 11 or 12 SEC games in a row without winning. One time he went like 15 without winning on the road or at home or whatever, some weird. I mean, the guy is terrible. 18 quarterbacks, none are any good. I don't understand what's going on there.
Well, I got a question for you, man.
Yes, sir.
Are you gonna use your fan base and try and
swing Nico Collins to come to Georgia?
We could really use Nico Collins. Maybe I should make a video for him. I try not to make a video specifically about any one recruit because people get so mad if they're just high school kids and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it. I usually wait until after they commit, and then I'm either happy or mad that, whether they committed or didn't. But yeah, we could really use him for sure. So maybe I can put something together.
Yeah. I don't know. I see us, our defense is solid. Take a decent season now. Chubb and Michelle coming back. The receivers we got coming in. The line we got coming in. Do what they're do. You see big days for Georgia next season and the seasons to come.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting year next year for sure. I can't wait for the spring game. I'll be there to see what we look like, and we'll just have to go from there.
All right, that's about what we call for it.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate the call. Go Dogs, and have a great morning.
All right, go Dogs.
Okay, yep, Georgia fan calling in there. Thinks Georgia can go 12-0 next year. I'm not ready to say that quite yet. I do think 9-3 or 10-2 is very, very possible. And I fully expect Georgia to be competing for the SEC East at the end of the year. If we're out of the SEC race before October ends, like we were this year, UNCLELOU is not going to be a happy camper. And those of you that watch me that aren't Georgia fans will get to see me go completely ballistic and insane both at the same time on video if we're not much better next year than what we were this year. So I'm just going to give it another minute or two, and if no one else calls, we're going to end the broadcast. I'll listen to this back at some point today. See, like I said, if you can't hear the people that are calling, I apologize. I didn't put any thought into this. Big surprise there, I know. So if I'll listen to it back, and if we're not able to hear the callers, then I'll try to figure something else out. This will probably be the last call. Good morning. This is UNCLELOU here.
Why did we get invited back to the Chick-fil-A kickoff game?
What you say now?
Why did we get invited back to the Chick-fil-A kickoff game?
Who?
Georgia.
We're not in the kickoff game.
In 2020 against Virginia.
Oh, I thought you were talking about next year. I didn't know that.
No, not next year, but I don't know. I don't know why we got invited back. I mean, the game this year was kind of interesting, but if you look at how both North Carolina and Georgia did after the season, looking back, the game was kind of pathetic.
Yeah, both teams disappointed. I thought North Carolina would win their division again, and I was hopeful for Georgia, although I wouldn't have bet money on it. But yeah, the seasons were definitely disappointing for sure. And Virginia, I just got done talking about Virginia. They're terrible. They're bordering on god awful. I don't understand how they got invited.
Exactly. Doesn't make any sense to me.
No, isn't that the game this coming up year that's Florida State and Alabama?
No, Florida State, Alabama's kickoff game next year, this upcoming season.
Yeah. Now that's a good game. That's going to be a good game.
Oh yeah.
Alabama won't be on that 2-game losing streak.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, they just lost to the number 1 ACC team, and then they're losing to arguably the second ACC team.
Yeah, which would be bad for the SEC, but Florida State, their defense is going to be legit again. It always is. Their quarterback was way better than Alabama's quarterback, and he's a redshirt freshman, so he'll be back. They got to find a running back to replace Dalvin Cook, but they got the number 1 running back recruit in the nation, and Cam Akers coming in. So that's going to be a hell of a game.
Yeah, this is a game that was supposed to be 3 years ago when Auburn knocked off Alabama, and then it was Auburn and Florida State in the championship.
Yeah. This is going to be a good one for sure. I think Florida State has never beaten Alabama.
Well, I think the last time they played was decades ago.
Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, it'll be a good game. I mean, it's two of the best coaches in football right now. I mean, the best in Nick Saban, and you have to put. I don't see how you can make a top 5 list of coaches and not have Jimbo Fisher in it.
Now, on a separate note, Lou, what do you think the best Georgia game this year was?
Well, I mean, the most exciting was obviously the Tennessee game. I thought some of the best football we played, other than the Tennessee game, to be honest, was the second half of the North Carolina game, and it seemed like we went downhill from there.
Yeah, I've heard from a lot of people they think the Auburn game was like the best game of the season just because it won.
Yeah, I mean, it was boring. The defense definitely played its best game of the year that year. I mean, Auburn barely got a first down in the second half. It just was kind of boring, and the offense was non-existent in that game. Thank you, Rodrigo Blankenship.
Yeah, no, I take issue with people after the Auburn game. People were saying how the stadium was like super loud on that incomplete fourth down, but I argue that they forget about the Tennessee game, and even though we lost that game, the stadium almost tore apart after that throw to I forget his name, Rodney. No,
Riley. Yeah.
10-second throw.
Yeah, I mean, my garage almost fell apart after the Dobbs Hail Mary.
That's true.
So yeah, I mean, the Tennessee.
Crowd goes from loud to silent that fast.
Yeah, I heard that from a lot of people. A lot of people that I talked to compared it to the LSU game in 2013 in terms of how loud it was towards the end of the game. I don't know if you were at that game or not.
Yeah, no, I argue it was louder.
Wow. And now I did see a video that someone shot from their cell phone that was, I don't know if they were some sort of, I don't know if it was a recruit, but anyway, they were on the field in the end zone. This was the Auburn game I'm talking about now. But it was when Auburn got the ball back with like a minute to go, and it was 4th down and 8 or whatever it was, and that was going to be the game if they didn't get it. And it was someone with a cell phone, and they just circled around the stadium, and it was loud. But the Tennessee game, I think, was the most exciting this year. The second half of the North Carolina game, I think, is when the offense looked the best, which is sad to say. But that's well, I guess the Missouri game, we scored 1,000,000 points. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's such a disappointing season. I like my brother's an Auburn fan, so I'm always glad when we beat Auburn. I hate Tennessee, but the ending to that game was just unreal. I mean, basically 2 Hail Marys in the last 20 seconds of the game. And then the Missouri game, we won with a touchdown pass on the last second. All our games were just so close this year. It's hard to pick one.
Yeah, well, like I said, I argue Tennessee was the best game, even though we lost it.
Yeah, I agree. That was by far the most entertaining and most exciting game of the season, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. It wasn't Nicholls State. It wasn't Vanderbilt. Definitely wasn't Ole Miss. It definitely wasn't Florida. I mean, you start narrowing it down, it pretty much. Go ahead.
Tech was disappointing too.
Yeah, that was another one though. It was, at least was close at the end, but like I said, almost all of them, unless we were losing, they were almost all close at the end. I hope we don't have to go through another season like that next year. I mean, I hope we get, some comfortable wins over Kentucky, Vandy, App State, at least a couple of those games where we can breeze into the fourth quarter would be nice, because my blood pressure can't take much more of this.
Yeah, I mean, not committing the penalty against Tennessee and better defense against Georgia Tech, and there's 2 more wins.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of fans are upset about the record, 7-5. You win the bowl game, you're 8-5, and I get it. I'm upset too. That's not what I was expecting at all. But do I think the wheels have fallen off? No. I think Kirby was a first-year coach, and Eason was a first-year quarterback. Now, anybody that thought Eason wasn't going to make some boneheaded mistakes this year just doesn't understand the game of football. I worried that Kirby may make some mistakes this year too, and unfortunately, I was right, and they tended to happen at the worst possible times. Clock management was terrible this year. Some decision making as far as play calling goes, particularly late in game. The Georgia Tech game, why do you throw the ball there? It makes zero sense. It makes no sense at all. You know, Eason makes a boneheaded play and throws an interception, but really a pass never should have been called there. Vanderbilt game, same way. I feel like the coaches cost us that game. So hopefully Eason and Kirby both learned a lot on the job training year one, because we need both of them to perform better next year.
Well, I mean, the offense was almost like having Schottenheimer back. Toward the end of that back half of the season, I was able to call the plays before they were running.
Oh, I know. It was painful to watch. I mean, run up the middle, 4-yard pass, punt. I mean, it was just, it got brutal.
Yeah. Well, here's next year. Although I'm not too optimistic, but we'll see.
Yeah, we got to do better than 7-5, or Kirby's going to start to lose a little bit of support. I think you can't lose to Vanderbilt on homecoming. You can't lose to Georgia Tech like that.
No.
Those kind of things cannot. I mean, look at Jim Donnan. Jim Donnan was winning 8, 9, 10 games a year, but couldn't beat Georgia Tech, and he was gone. You know, so there's more. It's more than just the record. It's who are you losing to. You know, you don't necessarily have to beat Florida because nobody ever has except Vince Dooley. But you cannot lose to Vanderbilt on homecoming. You cannot lose to Georgia Tech on a regular basis. We've got to beat Georgia Tech next year. We've got to beat Vanderbilt. And that's sad to say, but Vandy and Georgia Tech it's got to the point where those are almost must-win games.
Yeah. Now, one last thing. The Bulldog game when we played Mississippi State. Do you have the Bulldog? Do you have Georgia in that one?
You talking about this coming up year?
Yeah, this upcoming season.
Yeah, they're going to be terrible, and they hired Todd Grantham as a coach. I mean, yeah, we'll win that game for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate the call.
Thank you very much, Lee.
All right. Bye. All right. Anyway, I'm going to end it now. It went pretty good. I appreciate everybody that called in. Like I said, I'll listen to the audio and see what I can do to clean it up a little bit. But anyway, hope everyone has a great day and a good morning too.